Jeff and Jeremy.
We would be the beasts of burdens on our parents during the summertime growing up. On our parents, for me, it was the grandparents. That's where I would get in my grandma's hair. It would be impossible not for me too. It was free babysitting for my mom, and I would stay. I would literally go there Sunday night and stay through Friday afternoon before either my mom or my dad picked me up for the weekend, all through the summer months. I think that's not uncommon. I mean, it's just kind of the way it works out, especially when you have grandparents live at home. New study, though, says that grandparents are shoving the tablet or the phone in front of their grandkids' faces to keep them occupied. They're spoiling their grandkids, it says. They found that when kids are visiting grandma and grandpa, they're spending half of their time goofing off with tablets, computers, TVs, and phones. So we didn't have to worry about that before the technology curve. But I sure got into soap operas very easily. I knew the storylines to Young and Restless, Days of Our Lives, and One Life to Live. That was the cycle. Price is Right, Young and Restless. Sometimes lunch goes somewhere, sometimes watch One Life to Live. Days of Our Lives, that's how it broke down in the Puget Sound. And then General Hospital. But the kicker about General Hospital was my grandfather would go to work very early, and he would come home just as General Hospital was ending. So you wouldn't get the last 10 minutes of the show that you were watching, because he'd come home and he'd turn it on, and he'd turn it on the news immediately. Grandpa, what are you doing? This was the CNN just came out. I gotta watch the news. It's on all the time. Gotta watch it. Grandfathers seem to be more of a pushover, according to the survey. This is in the Post, New York Post, about allowing the kids to play with those gadgets. We're asking you the question this morning. What are some things your parents, I guess this could extend to the grandparents too, used to do to get you out of their hair when you were growing up? Mike writes in, he says, they would drop me off at my uncle's ranch. Work was a lot too. When you got older, that was the thing. It was like, go out and do this. Go out and do that. I told the story before many times about how I would conveniently get grounded right before spring break every single year, which would coincide with the same time that the backyard needed to be landscaped, pruned, cut back the grapevines. We did have grapevines in Seattle. It was weird. And they were wine grapes. We never did anything with them. But yeah, I became free labor because I was grounded. And you could really find an excuse to ground somebody between the ages of 9 and 15. Anything that they do is a groundable offense. It's like holding in the NFL. 805-543-3693. What are some things your parents used to do to get you out of their hair when you were growing up? Keep you occupied. Remember, you're listening for Billy Idol and Lynyrd Skynyrd back to back. We did just play some idols, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But only way you'll find out is if you stay tuned.
93.3 KZOZ. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube, and Podbean by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOZ.com.